Hey guys, welcome to Recaps on the Run. It's me, Cher.
And it's me, Andrew.
We're here jogging during our lunch break on this little track. Welcome you all back.
It's probably not called a track, it's more like a sidewalk again. We're just running wherever we can. We hope you guys are running with us too.
Yes, keeping your fitness levels up. Wanted to say that I know it's been a while since our last podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. Forgive us if we're a little rusty. We might be a little bit more out of breath than usual. And just maybe not as polished as usual, but bear with us and hope you're running while we recap.
Yeah, we're hoping to pick it up again.
Now that the sun's out,
more regular
better.
thing. We got a marathon we got to prepare for.
Exactly.
Half marathon. Still
a marathon. Yes, getting our fitness goals in. Hope you guys are setting goals for yourself as well. One thing we wanted to point out too is that we just realized that we actually just passed the first year anniversary of Recaps on the Run.
Yay! Who knew
round of applause.
we'd make it this far?
Yeah, if you haven't caught any of our old podcasts, check them out on Stitcher. They're posted on YouTube. We have a Twitter account at Recaps on the Run. Anywhere you find your podcast.
If you ever need to catch up on some of the shows, listen to our podcast, get some more insight on them. Game of Thrones, Walking Dead, Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a whole bunch
Robot. No, we have some
more coming. I think we have Mr. Robot.
Yeah, so we have a bunch of those online. But today, kind of a change of pace.
We got a special coming up.
Yeah, we're switching it up a little. It's our very first Recap on the Run for a feature movie.
A big movie too.
Yes, what better way to kick it off than to recap on the just newly released this weekend
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Something long awaited, I think, from everyone out there, and we want to share some of our thoughts on that movie. If you haven't watched it yet, I suggest you hit pause because there will be spoilers. We are gonna talk a little bit about some of the plots and characters and our reactions.
But also, if you haven't watched it yet, go watch it.
Oh, for sure.
And then come back here.
At least once. I think I might watch it again a little bit. Whew.
We're gonna run straight to the movie theater, guys.
That's where we're headed. Only 10 more miles to go.
But yeah, let's get started. And we're gonna start with we're just gonna go around and say how we feel about the movie.
Well, let me pause a little bit because I have to point out, just to put it out there, I am a Marvel fan, but I haven't seen any of the Marvel shows. So none of the Iron Man, none of Iron Man, you know, I was trying to make it plural, but Iron Man, what is it, Captain America, Ant-Man, Black Widow, Hulk,
Thor, Avengers,
so sorry,
Spider-Man, Black Panther.
I've missed all of those.
Don't worry, guys. I'll get her through this.
But I did watch Guardians of the Galaxy Part 1. I did see that on a plane. Loved it. Thought it was so amazing, and that's what got me really jazzed and excited to watch this Volume 2. Yeah, so we were there opening weekend.
And as someone who's watched every movie, who's seen most of the shows.
That's why we balance each other out.
Yeah. Most of the shows, I gotta say that the first Guardians of the Galaxy was probably what I would recommend even a non-superhero fan to watch and start with, to try to jump into it. And that was a great movie, and I feel like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 was even better.
Yes. Let's jump into it. So, get it out of the way, your initial first reaction. Overall, what'd you think?
I don't know if I could call it the best movie I've seen in a long time, but it definitely made me feel so entertained. There's some things I could critique about it, but I had so much fun watching this movie. And to see the reviews that it's been getting.
Well deserved.
No. You don't understand yet. The reviews have not been as good as it should be.
No credit, okay. Some haterism online. Well, I'm not going to get hate from this corner. I love the movie too, and for those listening, I actually went to go watch it with Andrew, so we had our reactions side by side while eating buckets of popcorn, and both were in agreement that it was highly entertaining. I actually told Andrew that it felt shorter than its 2+ hours, just because the pace was so well thought out. There was no slow moments, or at least nothing that got me looking at my phone or time. I was just thoroughly entertained the whole time. So yeah, I agree. It was a great movie.
And if you want to rate it from me, it's at least over 93%. Much.
Are you talking Rotten Tomatoes ratings now? Where'd you go? I was like a 9, 10.
Definitely over a 9. Minimum 9. For how good it made me feel during the time I spent with that.
And what do you think attributed to that? Was it the writing, the special effects, the characters, the acting?
There's too many things that are so good about it, but the fact that it made me laugh out loud.
Yeah, a few times.
More than a few times for me. It was almost every single joke that they had hit really hard with me. And if it didn't, at least it got a little chuckle out of me. There was a couple that fell a little flat, but for the most part,
yeah.
I was laughing almost out of my seat sometimes. I mean, how can you not laugh about Mary Poppins?
Oh man, yeah, he's awesome. That was a great joke, yeah. And I mean, the fact that it was between Chris Pratt and Michael Rooker, two great actors, and such a good emotional moment with some levity because some humor added. I love that. I love that line too. I love everything that had to do with Groot, baby Groot. I was mentioning to my brother that I think it was really smart what they did to make him zap back to baby Groot because of that cute factor and that adorableness. Even what the scavengers were saying, that he's just too cute. How could you not gravitate towards him? Everything from the opening dance sequence to kind of his naivety and trying to find, the fin.
Those items, grabbing the toe or
the
finger,
desk,
every
single thing. Come on, it was hilarious. Too cute, too adorable. I thought it was a nice add to balance out the otherwise testosterone. And
it wasn't much of it wasn't, this movie I didn't feel like was a general action flick where you're waiting for the next big scene or big fight to happen. I felt the opposite of that, and even where most movies would be slow, this was, I was never not entertained. I was never waiting for the next fight. I was listening to every single part of it.
Yeah, I agree.
Enjoying every part of it.
So many different stories within a movie, different character arcs. I think even with Sovereign, the Gold People, Aisha and her clan, the fact that they're riding motorcycle, pretend bicycles, because they're all simulated for their airships. Any scene they were in was hilarious. So I agree. I think the pacing was on point. No huge plot holes that I usually call them out and bugs me the rest of the movie, but it was nicely put together all around. Kudos to James Gunn, right? And now we're saying this guy, the director from out of nowhere, just really hitting another one out of the park. So, we're sorry guys, we got stopped by a red light. We're gonna jog in place, we'll be right back. You guys are listening to Recaps on the Run with Cher and Andrew. Just a quick reminder that we're really running. We're on a real trail, so forgive any background noise you might hear. We might be out of breath. There might be some wind breeze, some traffic, other folks on the trail. So stick with it, and we'll get back to our program.
Hey guys, we're back. Running some more.
Keep active, whatever you're doing, lifting weights, doing your yoga, running with us, whatever it may be.
And you know what? I got some about this Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. If I wanted to talk about this, I could talk hours about how much I loved it.
Yeah,
and
it could be a long podcast and a long run.
Let's just do a quick what didn't work for us.
Okay, maybe this should be a short segment. Yeah,
it's gonna be short.
Yeah, go ahead.
Maybe there's a couple jokes and that missed with me, and most of it things that didn't connect with me had to do with the sisters battling. Gamora and Nebula.
Well, you gotta get sibling rivalry. I thought they were hilarious, but I have a sister, and obviously you have a sister. I saw that between me and Jazz, but was it just the writing, acting, their dynamic?
maybe it wasn't so much that it was bad, it was just the weak point of the movie. Everything else, every other storyline and plot seemed I was intrigued by, but for this one, I guess I knew that eventually they would come together and work things out, so I didn't really see a point where
You weren't invested, you weren't surprised by it all?
Yeah.
Well, I hear what you're saying. I did enjoy their interaction. I think it tugged at my heartstrings a little when Nebula was saying all the things that her father did to her. And I think obviously it's a setup for future episodes and for future movies. It shows the hate that they both have for Thanos and how they're going to kind of get their revenge on him. So it was a part of a setup to a larger story. So I saw it as necessary. I mean, you have to admit, some of that imagery with Gamora carrying that huge rocket launcher and shooting at that was great imagery, so I did enjoy that part of it. But something that I thought could have used a little bit more was Rocket. The raccoon, he was a great character, and one of my favorite scenes was him in the woods, wherever he was at when they first crash landed.
Oh, yeah, his action scene.
His booby traps, his fighting skills, his thinking. And I feel like it was so underutilized. Like, he's so smart and capable, and he was kind of just dumbed down to second bit character in this movie. I wish we could have seen more of him, because he's a great character.
And you know what? I was actually surprised about how strong he was in taking out so many guys, just hopping on their shoulders and blowing them up one by one real quick.
He's not a raccoon. Come on,
He's a trash panda.
But
Trash panda according to
that's so much worse.
Star-Lord.
That's so much worse. But I mean, I think he's a strong character. He didn't get that many moments to shine in this movie, but I do appreciate the moments that he did get.
I think that part was deliberate because for the first movie, Rocket was pretty much everyone's favorite character. So since the director probably felt that he didn't need too much expansion, maybe he didn't need to be the enemy sometimes.
But how cool is he?
But it ended up balancing all the other characters out.
Well, I will say that part too, talking about jokes that fell flat, that whole razor face, that was a little overdone. I mean,
Taser face.
Taser face.
How could you forget?
That's how much it didn't resonate with me. So Taser face.
Yeah.
I mean, it was funny at first.
A little too long.
Ran on a little bit too long. It's probably the only sequence that I wasn't cracking up and laughing out loud.
Yeah.
To your point.
Another thing about the jokes is, I know there's a lot of criticism about how most of it were just one-liners and not too complex, but I gotta say they did it. For me, it feels like if you have a sense of humor, if you're loosened up a little bit, I don't understand how you can't laugh.
Oh, how could you not be a Drax? I feel like I was Drax the whole movie. I feel like I was laughing. I felt so much humor. His one-liners, his laugh, everything about his character, I think, brought so much to the movie.
I mean, how can you expect somebody, a big action tough guy, to scream about his nipples when he puts on a spacesuit?
Everything. Even his interaction with Mantis, like his delivery and comic delivery, and like you said, you wouldn't think him to be the comic relief of a movie. You know, very stereotypical of any characters, but I think he pulled it off quite well. I think maybe some of the best lines came from him because they were one-line, easy to understand zingers.
And that's Drax's character. He's not too smart, I can say he's not too smart, but just him telling Mantis to look out after she's been hit by something seconds later.
He feels like a very authentic character, someone easily relatable.
But what really did it for me with Drax and Mantis was when Drax seemed stone unemotional and Mantis felt his emotions and she started crying. Do you remember that scene?
Yes, of course, on the steps.
That was so...
when he was thinking of his daughter.
Sad and emotional for me. For me to feel that in between all the action and the funny moments. That was a great scene in my opinion.
Yeah, Mantis brought a lot too. I think she was similar to Drax in the fact that they're both a little childlike and innocent in their way of thinking.
Because she's ugly.
I love that she's an empath. I think people don't feel that or realize that, people who feel for other people as much. So I like what she brought to the storyline. Eventually she's one of the good characters too, and powerful. you have her on your side. So yeah, I think she was a good character ad. Nothing too much to report on that end. Whew. Taking another break through this residential area, guys. We'll be right back after this.
You're listening to Recaps on the Run with Cher. I'm Andrew. We're taking a quick break to look over our notes, but we want you to keep running, and we'll get back to you right now.
Alright guys, we're back now. Let's get into the meat of the movie. If you're just joining us, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, the whole thing was around Star-Lord and his long-lost father, Ego, played by the ruggedly handsome...
Kurt Russell?
Yes.
Wait, what? Are you talking about his real father, or?
No.
Or his daddy? Are you talking about his father or his daddy?
I see what you're doing here, Andrew. Let's talk about Ego first. Let's talk about this jerk.
He was good. He was perfect in the...
He was a god.
90% of the movie. Well, what's he called?
He's a god. He's God. He
Celestial,
was matter.
I think
He was
is what they call
celestial with a lowercase g. He built himself out of matter. He's been born for millions and millions of years. Discovered life. Finally discovered his purpose. Basically to rule everything, the cosmos, the universe, by implanting himself on various planets, islands. He can't do it alone. He needs his son Star-Lord. Because we found out all his other progeny was useless. What do you think? Were you surprised, shocked? Saw it coming a mile away?
I thought he would eventually become the bad guy, but the way they revealed it, by just saying, "It killed me to put a tumor in her head." That was the biggest gasp I've heard in a movie theater audience, probably ever. And the quickest reaction by Star-Lord to snap out of his trance and start blasting away. I'm sure everybody loved. How did you feel about that scene?
Well, let me just say, when we got to Ego's planet, I knew it was too good to be true. It was weird. It was all butterflies and rainbows and lush dreams.
Definitely.
It was something weird. I thought it was like all a dream sequence. They were all sleeping, and Mantis had put them all to sleep, and she was in their head. Like, that's what I thought. I knew there was something fishy. I mean, if you're a celestial and you're millions of years old, I can understand how you might go cuckoo and all that power and responsibility, you want to rule it all. So, kind of get where she's coming from. But yeah, that one line, I was like, get him, Star-Lord. Kill him. Like, bloodthirsty everything. I was ready to have him destroyed.
You know, maybe in my subconscious, I definitely knew that was going to happen, but you just wanted Peter Quill, young Peter, playing catch with his dad finally, you know, to get what he wants from life for once. I mean, he's been looking for his dad for so long, so he's going back and forth if this is too good to be true, and for him to have a chance at that was pretty emotional.
Very sad for an absent dad, and he comes back and you find out he's been with all these other females. You thought he loved your mom. It was just...
He did love his mom, apparently, maybe.
Well, in his own kind of way, so... I don't know, won't dwell too much on that. I thought it was, like I said, no plot lines, no holes. Thought it was well played out. He was an all-supreme, powerful being. But I'll talk about Yondu now.
Wait, by the way, what about that? What about that young Kurt Russell? How did they CGI come so far?
That's what feathered hair does for you, Andrew. If you want to look like you were in the 80s, just get that feathered hair and a nice tight Three's Company polo shirt and make it work. Alright, so let's go back. Talk about his daddy now, Yondu.
His daddy, Mary Poppins.
Oh my gosh. Redemption. And I think I called his group incorrectly. I think I said scavengers earlier. I won't know until I listen back to the recording, but I might have been mixing up my Walking Dead with Guardians of the Galaxy, so...
I don't know how that's even possible to mix those two up.
Yeah, so I have to say, I think that was my favorite scene. Bittersweet. Go ahead. Go ahead. Anything else you want to say before I tell you my bittersweet favorite scene?
I think mine's a little bit before your scene. But
what's your scene?
Mine was when, just like the reveal about how you were sure that Ego was bad when he said he put a tumor in the mom's head, the reveal that Yondu was 100% good the whole time when he said, okay, what?
You're gonna butcher it. You're gonna butcher it about him being skinny.
About how he didn't want to eat them. Not about how Star-Lord was. He wanted to save them from Ego. You know what? I forgot the part, but you guys
I
watched
can
it.
see it was impactful. Yes, I know exactly what you're saying. I think
Just a turnaround, so you know that he's good, and you could finally side with him 100% instead of only partly.
the whole discovery, back to talking about a badass, tough, rough and tough, gangster style kind of person. The fact that he had that heart of gold, and he even tried to say, "You think I use my head?" when he makes that arrow fly, which was another awesome battle scene, by the way. Back to his arrow and his lovely whistling tunes. I love Yondu. He was a great character. I think he was strong in the first movie. This one even more so. I'm jumping to my scene. I can't control myself anymore. His death, which I hated, by the way. I wanted Star-Lord to bring him back with his energy power, but he didn't.
He can't.
While sad, his Ravager funeral was so emotional and touching and just was beautiful. The fireworks, the people, that's the way you go out as a hero. That legacy, oh, I loved it. Everything
His
about it.
legacy of bringing the Sylvester Stallone back to his whatever group that was. But I agree, Cher. That was
Like, you just think of the galaxy.
great send off for.
No, bring him back, Michael Rooker. We want you back. Volume 3. Somehow, some way.
His arrow's gonna live on. Apparently, I don't know if I agree with that choice of his powerful weapons
His handoff.
to be used by that guy, even though he was
Kind of dangerous.
pretty helpful.
Yeah, I even like that character. I don't know who he was, but I like his chance to also
They killed-
make amends.
I didn't mean a mutiny. They killed all my
I know. Makes me so sad. I can't dwell on the sadness right now. We're running too hard. My sweat will mix with my tears. All right, let's wrap this up. I think it's around 90 degrees where we're running right now, so getting towards the end of our 3 miles.
So start finishing up your guys' run, or sprint some, or listen to this again and double up your run, guys.
Yeah, let's close it out. What would you say is your word to describe Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Andrew?
All right, this time I'm gonna continue my tradition of using many words.
Go ahead. Do what you will.
My words is more like a question. Why can't more movies be this good? So entertaining, so funny, still emotional, and I just don't understand why I can't be entertained this much at this level. It's too much for me,
You
Cher.
almost don't mind spending $16 a movie, right? Or even $19 if you're in the moving seats, but completely understand. I get where you're going. My word, which I did think about, pun intended, is stellar. Obviously for Interstellar, because galactical and galaxy, but because it was so on point, excellent on so many points. The acting, the writing, the pace, the storyline, the visuals, the characters, the costumes, the music, the sound play, the soundtrack. I can't rave enough about it. So, stellar movie, guys. Go watch it, check it out. Send us your thoughts, comments, feedback on our feedback, and let us know what you thought.
And I think that's to finish up our run now. And got anything else to say, Cher?
No, we'll catch you guys next time. I think we're going to do more of these movie specials. We're going to continue to jump on their TV series. Some new spring shows coming out. I think Better Call Saul is on its way. Fear the Walking Dead. We'll pick which episodes we'll recap on. I know we've thrown out ideas like Prison Break, Season 2 of Westworld. So let us know what you guys want to hear. We'll binge watch it and get back to you with some recaps on the run.
Until next time, you guys keep running.
We'll keep recapping. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.